today. Going skydiving. Pretty nervous, but it's gonna be fun. Yeah, definitely never done this before, but I've always wanted to, and I definitely spend some time in the air snowboarding. That's like 60-70 feet of air, and we're going like 13,000 today, so it's gonna be interesting. All right, let's do it. So basically we pulled up to the spot and we're hanging out, sign in, get geared up, and it's like, okay, it's real. Like the guys are right over there folding up the parachutes, getting it all ready, and it's just like a couple of strings and stuff it into a bag and let's go. But yeah, so that was when it like hit. I don't think it hit before that. Yeah, we're all geared up and they like call our names, like, okay, it's time. And we go line up outside of the plane and we all stuff in one by one, probably like 10 of us in there or so, and we all just pile in like backwards into this like tube of a plane, super small. And I'm like right between the legs of the guy I'm gonna be jumping with, and we're just like, okay, here it is. And we start pulling away and the sliding door is just still open. I'm like, is that gonna shut before we go? And we get to the runway and we close the door down and they start going, and takeoff was honestly pretty mellow, and he's like, okay, we're gonna open the door now, don't freak out. I'm like, oh. So we open it and you're just like right there, like Sunny's right beside me on the edge sitting there, and I'm like you're gonna fall out, like for sure. We finally get up to like altitude and they're like, okay, he's like running over with me, like, okay, so we're gonna turn 90, we're gonna like scooch our butts to the very edge. Like I'm in front, my butt's like right on the very edge and he's right behind. And then he's scooching me forward and I'm like, okay, my butt's not even touching the plane anymore. Like no part of me is in this thing. And then we're rocking, he goes like 1, 2, and so we're dropping and then do like, I think 2 backflips, I'm not even really sure. But it was just so sick, like just not what I pictured. Like it doesn't feel like falling, really. It just kind of feels like you're like hovering in the air because you're so high up. It doesn't even really like feel like you're getting any closer to the ground, just like the wind pushing up. Like it was like so cool. And then the filmer guy like kind of like came next to each other, and then he grabbed my hand and just like spun me somehow, so I'm just like this spinning around, and like just the view of like up over San Diego, it was insane. And then all of a sudden he pulls the chute and it's just like this like drop feeling, and like all of a sudden like the wind isn't there anymore and you're just kind of slowly dropping, and like yeah, it was just insane in that moment. You're like, okay, now things are fine. And yeah, then we're just cruising down. He like hands me the handles of the parachute and he's like, hey, pull, like, and then we do some sort of like, I don't even know, swoop thing. That's kind of when you start to notice you're like, okay, we're like actually getting closer to the ground and stuff. And then yeah, he just walks me through the landing, and the landing was just like touchdown, super mellow, like just literally stood up and there we were. It was like so slow getting to the ground, and yeah, it was just like so much better than I even could have expected, and so much fun. Like I'm obsessed. I want to keep going, do it again as soon as possible. But yeah, definitely a good time.